Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with some just announced physical releases. These are games that have been recently announced. They are not releasing this week, okay? If you want that info, you missed it. It was yesterday. Golden Tee Arcade Classics is one of those retro collections that I should probably shrug my shoulders at. Like, I have no interest in golf unless it includes an afternoon nap in front of the TV. Yeah, that's a bit of a treat. Plus, I have no nostalgia for these games, and yet, for some reason, I want this. 6 golf games, 1 bowling game, and 1 shuffle shot game, whatever the hell that is. It is the collection made by Digital Eclipse, so I think it's going to be one of their most niche things that they've ever done. But, you know, arcade golf, it's irresistible. The physical release is in October on Switch and PlayStation 5. Atelier Resleriana. I will learn how to say it one day. Now, I made a video about this the other day because it's actually quite surprising and mildly disappointing, but not the end of the world. Basically, this brand new Atelier JRPG is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5 in the West, but the Switch physical release, if you want it in English, you will have to import it from Southeast Asia. That's the only place you can get it in English on the Switch, so I think it's going to be a fairly popular import exclusive when it releases in September. Simon the Sorcerer Origins, another interesting game. I like point-and-click adventures, and this is a prequel to an old-school one that passed me by back in the day, but considering it had Chris Barry as the lead voice actor, I should probably look into it, and this brand new game is where he returns. I think many Red Dwarf fans would also buy it on the back of him alone. Great guy, despite playing 2 of the biggest smegheads in British TV history. The standard edition is at retail in Europe, but the limited edition is limited to in-games' website, where you should be able to get 5% off with my code PARADISE, and click the link down below. And that, by the way, if you want to purchase any of the games in this video, you want to pre-order them, then please do so via the links in the description. That is the best way to support me in the best way possible, and I do thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly. Turok Trilogy Bundle is a really happy release for me. Now, I know it's probably not the case, but part of me does hope that I may have helped make this a reality with my constant requests for it over the years. Anyone at Night Dive, get in touch, let me know, did I nag enough? But yeah, this is a triple pack of old school first person shooters from the Nintendo 64 classics. It's releasing now on Switch and PS5. And includes the first 3 games in the Turok series in one package on the cartridge, and it looks great. Until then, just recently released digitally on the Switch, and then a physical release was promptly announced for later this year. This is a very popular and very well received adventure game with a very emotional story to tell. It's tagged as a visual novel, but I'm not sure about that. There's some rhythm gameplay, some other mini-game stuff going on in here too, and it reminds me of A Space for the Unbound, but even more well received. So it looks good, and I'm sure it will be a popular physical. I don't know what's gone on at Outright Games. Did they have some kind of direct or something? Because they have had a bunch of announcements that I'm not going to go into too much detail about for obvious reasons, but on Xbox, PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch sometime this year, we will be graced with, are you ready for them? Paw Patrol Rescue Wheels, Dora the Explorer, Chicken Run Extraction, DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse Ready to Party, and The Grinch Christmas Adventure Merry and Mischievous Edition. The latter one is another version of a game that's already out, and I swear it's the 3rd version, but for some reason I can only find 1 previous version. Some serious Mandela effect going on in my brain right now. Anyways, Jurassic World Evolution 3 is releasing sometime physically this year on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Another park building game that does look fantastic, but is also a little bit of a curse for me personally, because part of me, I really want to do a Jurassic Park video game retrospective on my 2nd channel, but when half of them are slow-paced park builders, it wouldn't make for a very interesting video. I'm sure the games are great, but it would just ruin the video for me. The Explorers Collection is a double pack for those who weren't already convinced about getting the Oregon Trail or Carmen Sandiego individually. It's releasing on Switch and PS5 sometime this year, and the listing says it includes the DLC updates for both games. Hopefully that means actually on the cartridge. Nordic Ashes, the complete saga, another game in the never-ending attempt to create a game that's as popular as Vampire Survivors. This one seems moderately successful, and the physical release supposedly includes the first 2 DLC packs as well. Always a nice thing to do. The physical release on Switch and PS5 is going to be releasing in October. Double Dragon Revive is releasing physically on Switch and PS5 in North America, but it seems that Europe is also getting an Xbox physical, at least from what I can see at the minute. A brand new entry in the series after we've got endless amounts of retro releases. I mean, it looks like a PS2 game, which means it's going to be awesome. It looks like it could be alright, and yeah, if you're into beat 'em ups, this is releasing in October. Alright, let's take a look at some recent import announcements. These are games that so far only have an Asian or Japanese release with English, okay? But since there's always time, keep in mind a Western physical could be announced at any point, and if you want to pre-order any of these, I've also added some Play Asia links down below. You can get 5% off with my code Jordan2025. Kemco RPG Selection Volume 11 just keeps marching on. 4 not-so-classic mini JRPGs from Kemco in one package, just after North America got Volume 1. There is no way they're catching up. Anyways, this is releasing in Asia and Japan in September, and includes Alphadia Neo, King's Descent, Ancient Hunter, and Isekai Rondo. Interestingly enough, the color scheme has gone back to the maroon of Volume 1, but now has a checker pattern on it. Genius. Doom Sweeper is coming very soon. In fact, I will have a video on this, I think, next week. It's one of Leoful's import exclusives that they announced and released within a couple of weeks. This won't even be released on Western eShops due to Nintendo's new guidelines. And the physical release comes with the DLC, which is very nice. It is a culture game with tower defense style gameplay and roguelike elements, and a smidge of fan service in there too. It looks like mindless brain rot, but mindless brain rot while nursing a semi. There is a distinct difference, okay? Date with Devils is Leoful's other release that they just announced at the same time, but you have slightly more time with it coming out next month. This looks like a relationship management kind of game, not really my sort of thing. The physical is only releasing in Asia, but the digital release for this one will get a Western release, and I'm sure this will be the perfect game for somebody, but I can't see any reviews since the game isn't even out on Steam, so who knows? Front Mission 3 is getting a physical release in Japan. Now, there is every chance this will get a physical release in the West at some point, considering the other 2 did in some capacity. It would be very strange if this one didn't, despite the AI controversy. I'm sure the gameplay is still solid. I think this will be the one that most Westerners may be nostalgic for, so it may prove popular, but you're better off just waiting for the Western release, or at least seeing the price, if it ever happens. Just wait a little bit first. But just know, there is a Japanese release on standby. Magical Delicacy is getting a physical release in Asia at the end of July. It is a side-scrolling cooking platformer, which is an odd combination. It's combat-free, but with difficult platforming, at least that's what I'm assuming, since one of its main selling points is an easy platforming toggle. But the cooking is Dark Souls level. Maybe. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up now. Aquarium wa Odoranai, also known as The Aquarium Does Not Dance, is an RPG Maker-like adventure visual novel thing with horror elements to its story. Is it any good? Who the hell knows? But if it's anything like Ib, which I really do like and it looks very similar, I'll probably enjoy this too when it releases in Japan at the end of October with English. And also, I want to give a big smelly shout out to The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon, which is getting a game key release on Nintendo Switch 2. Whoever greenlit that, well, their grandmother is turning in their grave. And there we have a bunch of new announcements. What is your favorite in this episode? Please do let me know. And of course, if you want to support me in the best way possible, then, pre-order via the links in the description. VGP, PMP, Play Asia, in games, anything supports me in the best way possible. And truly, I do thank you so much. And even better, you know what? Just have a great day. Take care.